Looking from the side, you see a mountain, and from the front, you see a peak. The distance and height are different. I don't know the true face of Mount Lu because I am in this mountain. Although the world is born and acts according to reason, human beings are in the world after all, and it is inevitable that they cannot recognize or even misrecognize the world due to the particularity of time or space. What is truth? How can we obtain truth? Zhu Xi developed the famous theory of investigating things to gain knowledge. The things Zhu Xi mentioned are not a certain object or a certain type of object, but a general term for all things, a collection of everything and every kind of thing in the world. The investigation he mentioned is not to stand aside and watch, but to practice and experience in person so as to form experience through experience. You must exhaust the principles of things to the end, and there will be a right and a wrong. If it is right, you can do it, and if it is wrong, you can't do it. You must experience a right and wrong in your body and mind. Zhu Xi, Volume 15. Want to know the taste of pears? Try it. After all, practice is the only way to discover the truth. Zhu Xi also used a ruler to measure bamboo, and discovered and summarized the patterns through the changes in data during the night and day. Another gentleman used his eyes to observe, and stared at it with his good friend for a week, and finally his eyes were bloodshot. Zhu Xi, who was fascinated by Buddhism in his early years, realized the contradiction between objective reality and subjective consciousness very early. People cannot control objective reality with subjective consciousness at will, but can only correct their subjective consciousness based on objective reality, which is the key to human survival. For example, the sunrise and sunset, no matter what you imagine it to be in your mind, it will not change the real destiny of mankind. Only after measuring enough sunrise and sunset data can we have the opportunity to realize the existence of the obliquity of the ecliptic, summarize the changing laws of the 4 seasons, formulate the 24 solar terms that conform to the Earth's revolution, form mature experience in agricultural production, and have a developed agricultural society and the brilliant civilization it has nurtured, as well as us today. If our ancestors just stood there and stared at the sun every day, would we have to eat dirt? Similarly, the best way to understand your personal, family, and social responsibilities is to do what you should do over and over again. The truth is that you can understand it only after you do it, not just after you understand it. Quantitative change leads to qualitative change. If you insist on experiencing and summarizing the laws of all things in the universe, human cognition of the world will continue to accumulate. When this accumulation reaches a certain amount, the civilization in a certain period will suddenly have a qualitative leap. Looking back at the history of civilization in ancient and modern times, isn't it the case? Then the question is, how can we achieve rapid accumulation of cognition in a limited life? What kind of answer will Zhu Xi give?